going to start so again, this you're going to find on this channel, you're going to find ionic bond, you're going to find covalent bond, you're going to find giant covalent, you're going to find metallic bond, atomic structure, experimental techniques, states of matter, all the topics that we have taken in grade 9, you're going to find it on the channel. So I think no need to revise as a whole topic, but I think it's going to be way better to do some mix of past papers, paper 2, 4, and 6. So it's going to I think it's going to be a better revision for you. I think so. So you ask for the revision pack. I'm going to do it with you now, okay? Well, there is also, I put for you in Edination some sheets for paper 2. You're going to find I think there are 5 sheets. Every sheet, at the end of the sheet, you're going to find the mark scheme of the sheet. Then the next sheet, and you're going to find the mark scheme. They are all put in one PDF. There are 5 sheets, one for states of matter, one for experimental techniques, ionic bond, atoms, and so on. You're going to find them every sheet followed by the mark scheme. So you will find 2 sheets on Edination. Okay, I put for you this revision pack. I put for you, this was 2 weeks ago, I think. Well, today, Kaman, I put for you, my past papers books. I put for you today the mark scheme book for all paper 2, 4, and 6. So now you have the mark schemes for all my past papers. I think now you have everything. You don't have any problem. So you have the classes, you have the past papers, you have the mark scheme, and you have a revision-free class. I think I'm done with everything. The exam is easy. The exam is good. It's not easy. It's not hard. The exam is good for the ones who are really studied, who really did the past papers, who did the revision pack, who did all the quizzes and all the sheets that I give the whole year. It's going to be so easy for them. Okay, I think I answered all the questions, so we can start. Yalla, let's start. So for the first question, Memphis, I'm going to close this chat. For some students, they were in the waiting room all this time. Okay. I want to welcome any students who are not in class. Wallahi, it's my pleasure. Yani, you're joining my class. Thank you so much. Yani, it's my pleasure for sure. Miss, can you upload paper 6 answers for your past papers after the lesson? The book that I put for you today, you're going to find the mark scheme for all my books, paper 2, 4, or 6, all the books, 2, 4, or 6. You're going to find it in Edination. So everything is ready. Even the topics that we didn't take, the whole book is there. Okay? You're most welcome. Yeah, let's start. Right, for the first question, if you check here for the first question, I think someone wanted the link. No. Okay, yeah, let's start. So if I'm going to talk about a table like this, by the way, if I'm going to talk about a table like this, it's not a must, and I'm going to do this table, and it's going to be the same in the exam. It could be a same idea, or it could be a different idea. Got my point? يعني I'm not going to give you the same like the exam. La revision pack, it means maybe some questions are there, maybe some questions look يعني somehow similar, somehow different, but same ideas. Okay, يلا, let's start. So for the first question, a lot of students, they're struggling with this kind of questions. How do I know is this is an ionic bond? Is this is a covalent bond? Is this is a metallic bond? How do I know? Let's finish first metals. How do I know in this is a metal? To know in this is a metal conduct electricity all the time. Yani if I'm going to get any substance, so I'm going any metal, nail or key, well, I'm going to put it in electricity, for sure it's going to conduct electricity all the time. Whenever it's solid, it's molten, it will conduct. Yeah, but if I ask you about a substance that conduct electricity all the time, so it's a metal. Type. Melting point to boiling point, for sure they are high. Right, let's write this. So this is going to be a quick revision for all the bondings together. Okay, so please focus with me. So when do I say in this is a metal? As I said, when do I say in this is a metal? I'm going to say in this is a metal if it conduct electricity all the time. If it conduct electricity all the time, it has high melting and boiling point. Okay, يبقى it conduct electricity all the time, والmelting point or boiling point are high, so this is a metal. طيب, when do I say in this is an ionic bond or ionic compound? Ionic compound conduct electricity only when molten. طب if it's a solid, لا, if it's a solid, it's not going to conduct. يبقى this means إن هي it's going to conduct electricity only when molten. طب if it's a solid, it will not. طيب, what about the melting point? Again, the melting point or boiling point is high. And we said this before in class. طيب, when do I say in this compound is a covalent compound? I have two types of covalent compounds. What are these types? Covalent compounds, it could be simple or it could be joint. يعني a covalent compound could be simple or could be joint. So when do I say it's simple? When do I say it's joint? I'm going to say it's simple covalent compound if it is having low melting and boiling point. طب when do I say it's joint? It's a joint one, macromolecule, it's big. يبقى this means it has high melting and boiling point. Okay, is it clear? يبقى covalent compounds, if it is simple covalent, like what simple covalent? Like water, carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, all of them simple, يبقى this means it has low melting and boiling point. If it is joint, this means it has a high melting and boiling point. Type. What about conduction of electricity? If I'm talking about conduction, when are they going to conduct or not? No. All the time they are not going to conduct. يبقى giant covalent, they never conduct. Whatever هم simple or giant, they never conduct electricity. Okay? يبقى let's say this again. I have how many types of bonding? I have 3 types. When do I choose metallic? If it conducts electricity all the time. If it conducts electricity all the time, well, it has high melting or boiling point. طب when do I say it's ionic? When it is having a high melting or boiling point, but it conducts electricity only when molten. When it's solids, it doesn't conduct. طيب, when do I say it's covalent? When do I say it's a covalent bond? 1 minute, I think someone needs the link. When do I say, someone needs the link. When do I say إنه sorry. I don't change my links. I don't know why they lose the links. My links are the same all the time. يبقى metals all the time they are having, correct يا Bakir, that's true. Bakir, الgiant diamond is an exception. It's the only non-metal that conduct electricity. Like I'm talking about the rule. The rule itself in all covalent compounds they don't conduct. The only covalent compound that conduct هو الجرافايت only. لكن الرول إن هما they don't conduct يا بكير. Okay? يبقى again all metals ionic metals all the time conduct electricity و high melting or boiling point. Ionic برضو high melting or boiling point but conduct electricity when molten only. طب covalent they don't conduct electricity but if it is simple it will be low melting or boiling point. If it is giant, high melting or boiling point. يبقى now I identified the ionic compound والmetallic والcovalent. طيب, if I'm going to talk about metals in general, when do I say that this is a metallic bond? If I'm saying مثلا describe the bond in calcium, describe the bond in sodium, describe the bond in aluminium, and so on. It's only metal. I didn't say metal, I didn't say sodium oxide. I said only sodium, only aluminium, only magnesium. يبقى this means it's only metal. يبقى دي metallic bond. طب when I say sodium oxide, magnesium chloride, if you put one of them metal, one of them non-metal, يبقى this is ionic. طب how do I know that this is metal or this is non-metal? One of them في right of the table اللي هي metal, the other one the other side of the table. يعني one of them left, one of them right. So this means it is an ionic compound. Covalent doesn't conduct. Simple giant. Yes, يا راشد, that's true. Both they don't conduct في giant covalent. Simple covalent و giant covalent they don't conduct. The only covalent compound that conduct هو الدايموند. Sorry, هو الجرافايت. بس في tables يعني in this table same like the ones we're doing, we say no, it doesn't conduct طبعا. طيب, when do I say that it's a covalent compound? يعني when do I think إنه this is a covalent compound? Covalent compound if it is non-metals, it's only non-metals, like methane مثلا. Methane يعني CH4. So all non-metals, it's covalent. Like carbon dioxide, all non-metals, so it's covalent. Okay? And so on. يبقى when I find in both non-metals يبقى خلاص this is covalent. طيب كده I identified when do I say this is a metallic bond, when do I say this is ionic, when do I say this is covalent, لأنه this is so tricky. طيب when do I say إن this is a solid وإن this is a liquid وإن this is a gas؟ لأنه برضو this sometimes the student they don't know. To know إنه this is a solid يبقى you are going to choose the melting point وال boiling point more than 25. يبقى if the temperature, if their melting point and boiling point is more than 25, so this is a solid for sure. لأنه the particles are so close together. So you need too much energy to break it. Okay? طيب. When do I say in this is a gas? I say in this is a gas if the melting point and the boiling point is less than 25 degrees. طب why especially 25 yeah? 25, this is the room temperature. But if I find in the melting point or boiling point more than 25, it's a solid. If I find that the melting point or boiling point lower than 25, it's a gas. But when do I say it's a liquid? I say it's a liquid if it is. When do I say but it's a liquid? I will say it's a liquid if the melting point is less than 25, but the boiling point is more than 25. This is how you know it's a liquid. يبقى أنا دلوقتي مثلا let's say how should I study this? Solid, they are holding each other so strongly. يبقى melting point to boiling point high. طب what about gas? They are away from each other. يبقى melting point to boiling point low. طب what about liquid? This is so confusing. I can think liquid like water. Water, the melting point is 0, so less than 25. Well, boiling point is 100, so more than 25. If I find both high, it's a solid. Both low, it's a gas. Melting point low or boiling point high, so it's a liquid. Like this, I identified when do I say this is a solid, when do I say this is a liquid, when do I say this is a gas. Okay, so now we can return back to our question and now we can do it. Don't covalent compounds conduct electricity due to طيب I will reply to your question يا عمر بالمرة. Since Omar is asking, it's you Omar Hisham. Look, how do I know الidea بقى بتاعت electricity؟ لأنه a lot of students برضه they are feeling confused. Please, I'm begging you, if I ask you about conduction of why does sodium conduct electricity? The questions بقى بلاقي students بقى in the exam because they have high melting point, because they have low melting point, because it's a solid, because it is hard. جماعة, it's not related. I'm sorry, it's not related. When I ask you, why does this substance, whatever this substance is, conducts electricity, I need one of two answers only. Any other answer, zero. Deal? طيب, what are these answers? If I ask you, why does this substance conduct electricity, I need one of two. Well, I will tell you when I write this, when I write this. Free moving ions. And you can say free moving ions or free moving electrons. Well, I will tell you when do I write this. Free moving ions. Okay, Omar, with free moving electrons. Type. When do I say this? When do I say this? I will tell you. Free moving electrons. Who have free moving electrons? Metals. لأنه metals, it is a positive ion and then surrounded by a sea of delocalized electron. يبقى that's why all metals conduct electricity. يعني if I ask you why sodium conduct electricity, why magnesium conduct electricity, why aluminium conduct electricity, you will say because they have free moving electrons. So if someone want to say they have delocalized electrons, correct. Mobile electrons, correct. But don't say only electrons. Electrons only wrong. You need to say that electrons are moving all the time. You got my point? So your answer is going to be accurate. If I'm going to say free moving A, I'm going to say free moving electrons. In what? In metals. But metals, if I ask you about any metal, you are going to say they have, why does this metal conduct electricity? You will say because they have free moving electrons. طب in non-metals أصلا they don't conduct. The only non-metal that conduct electricity is the graphite. If I ask you about the graphite, yes, graphite conduct electricity because this is your question, Yom, because they have free moving electrons. I'm not going to say in this substance conduct electricity except if it's a metal or it's graphite. Deal? Okay. طيب, when do I say in this substance conduct electricity because it has free moving ions? When do I say it conduct electricity because it has free moving ions in mainly free moving ions في ionic compounds. In ionic compounds. But the point is in the ionic compounds دول must be molten or aqueous. يعني molten or aqueous. Aqueous, it means what? Dissolved in water. Like if my ionic compound is a solid, it will never conduct. لأنه ions are going to be connected to each other. Okay, Omar? Once I'm going to talk about when do I say in this substance conduct electricity because of free moving ions in two cases only. Either it's an ionic compound molten or aqueous only. But if it's a solid, no mobile ions, no free moving ions. The ions are there, but they are not moving freely. تمام؟ طيب. I explained اهو in the exam بقى هلاقي students ايه؟ Explain why مثلا sodium oxide conduct electricity. Because they have mobile electrons and mobile ions. Mobile electrons or mobile ions. Please choose, pick your choice. يعني choose one. Either free moving electrons or free moving ions. If you say or أو and, the answer is not going to be accepted. So please take care. طيب, in the exam, am I going to give it to you as a direct question كده, a piece of cake? Why do metals conduct electricity? Never. Never. All the time it will be, why does magnesium conduct electricity? Why does aluminium conduct electricity? But since you know that this is a metal, you will say because it has free moving electron. طب, in this one, how this question will be in any exam for past papers? Why does sodium oxide conduct electricity? Oh, it's not only sodium. The sodium oxide, يعني metal or non-metal. So I'm going to say because they have free moving ions. He will ask you, why the solid sodium oxide doesn't conduct, but the molten conduct? Question عليه 2 marks. I will say, when it's solid, no free moving ions. Like when it's molten, there is free moving ions. That's why it conducts. I hope it's clear now, يا عم. طيب, because it has, طيب, correct يا مصطفى. Good job. You're the best. Miss impurities, does melting point, بس يا ملوك, impurities, if you are going to check any pure substance, it's going to have melting point or boiling point fixed. But if you put some impurities, the melting point will decrease, while boiling point will increase. You're right. Good job. طب wait, I'm going to share my screen from the beginning. Wait. Don't know what's wrong. Good luck. Huh? Don't tell me it's black. Please. It's good. Thank you. It's not, but that's great. Thank you so much. Let's continue quickly before it will come black. So now we can answer by this question. It worked. Thank you, Mustafa. Yeah, let's start. I'm afraid, Yatalin, that I will touch the pen. He's saying here, this substance has a joint covalent structure. Joint, by the way, there is a question in paper 2 is asking about joint covalent structure or the other word, ya Hamza, macromolecule. If you see the word macromolecule, it's the same like giant covalent. Both are the same. So if I ask you giant covalent, same like macromolecule. He is saying this substance is a giant covalent. I'm going to say I'm going to choose, as I said, high melting and boiling point and conduct electricity where هي سيفو conduct electricity since it's giant covalent يعني non-metals, but it's not going it's not going to conduct electricity at all. Okay, so which substance am I going to choose? I'm going to choose, I'm lagging? Really, Rafi? Fifi, still I'm lagging? No, thank you. Thank you سما وهنا ونورين. Thank you. طيب. I told you I'm an unlucky person. خلاص بقى. No problem. It's not that deep. طيب الحمد لله. It's hard. Life is hard, miss. You have to accept the truth. والله يا حمزة I accept. أهو I accept. Let's do it. So giant covalent, I'm going to choose high melting or boiling point. I'm going to choose the substance that doesn't conduct electricity. That's why I will choose, as you said, I will choose E. طيب بس in this case يبقى I'm going to choose for this E. بس take care يا نورين. He want your evidence. I need to say question 3 marks. I need to say because it has high melting and boiling point, it doesn't conduct electricity when molten or solid. Okay? It doesn't conduct. It's poor conductor. طيب, let's continue. Question 2. Which substance is going to be a metal? يبقى I'm going to choose ASA4. I'm going to choose high melting and boiling point, at the same time conduct electricity all the time. Let's choose letter B. لأنه high melting or boiling point will conduct electricity all the time. We need to say this evidence. Right, next. Which substance is a liquid? I told you liquid يعني low melting or boiling point. Sorry, low melting point or high boiling point. So which letter shall I choose? I'm going to choose A. Hey, Omar. I'm going to choose A, Amori. I'm going to choose A. But what's my evidence? I'm going to say because it has the boiling point is higher than 25, while melting point is lower than 25. طب if someone said عشان the boiling point higher than room temperature while melting point lower than room temperature, also correct. Okay? Next, which substance is ionic solid? So be an ionic, I told you, ionic conduct electricity only in molten. It doesn't conduct on solid. It has high melting or boiling point. But which one shall I choose? I'm going to come here. I'm going to choose this one. C. لأنه it has high melting or boiling point doesn't conduct one solid or conduct one liquid. The only one that conduct only one liquid who doesn't conduct one solid هي ionic compound. Okay? يلا, let's continue. Okay? برافو يا ملوك. Good job. ملوكي. طيب. This is paper 6. Okay? ولا should we do others and then do paper 6 at the end? What do you think? Let's revise some atoms and then I'm going to do paper 6. Okay? So we're going to have a mix. طب here مثلا he's saying and this is potassium K plus. To have K plus, but this means how many electrons, how many protons, how many يا مصطفى. I think. طيب. Here I'm having K plus. If you check K is 19 electrons. So since it's plus, but this means and then I did what? يا تالين يا نوري. I lost 1 electron. Since I'm a plus, يعني this means I have يا زيزو. I have more protons than the electrons. يبقى this means in the protons ان انا I lost 1 of the electrons. طب لو البروتونز atomic number is 19. يعني this means ان البروتون is 19. بس I lost 1 electron. يبقى which one should I choose? برافو يا زيزو, برافو يا ملوكي. Correct. يبقى أنا I'm going to choose A. لأن the proton is 19, but I lost 1 of the electrons. So it's going to be A. 18. طب how do I get a number of neutrons? Number of neutrons, you subtract this one from this one. And that's it. طيب. Next. For rubidium. Rubidium is a metal. لأنه if you check in the periodic table, you will find rubidium in group 1. We take care when I use, if I want to check which bond is it, what is the atomic number, neutron, and so on. Usually you choose what a small number. لو عايز أعمل configuration اللي هي 2, 8, 8, 1, and so on. You need to use a small number and not the big number. Take care. Okay? لأنه if you use the big number, oh my God, you're lost. But take care all the time. You will use the small numbers when you're doing bonding or atoms or كده, you use a small number for the number of electrons or protons. طب here this is a metal. I told you before, non-metals with N. Do you remember? I told you Nour, non-metal gain electron. Am I right? With N will form negative ion. right يبقى always end non-metal gain electron وform negative ion. يبقى for sure what do metals do? Metals lose electron and form positive ion. Okay? Bravo, bravo. Which one, Kenzie, you want me to do again? So I'm going to use which one? I'm going to do electron lost, which is going to be a positive ion, as I said. This is a metal. Kenzie, the one up, you will just check the number of electrons. Oh, this one. It's K plus, يا Kenzie. هي normal, it has 19 electrons and protons. But since it's K plus, يعني it lost one of the electrons. لكن الprotons still 19, not changed. That's why الprotons is 19, but the electrons, I will choose an electrons become 18 لأنه you lost one. Okay? طيب, let's continue. Here بقى. When do I say إنه this substance is going to talk about structure of copper? As I told you, we don't have direct questions. يعني sure he's going to ask you what's the structure for copper, for aluminium, for magnesium. I told you before, how do metals look like? Positive, 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 positive. Do you remember, ya Hamza? All of them positive ions like this. We surrounded all of them. Positive ions. We surrounded by what? They are surrounded by electrons all the time. All the time they are surrounded by electrons. So if I ask you, what's the structure? لأنه this again a question for paper 4. Tell me or describe the structure of sodium. Describe the structure of magnesium. What should you say? You're going to say it is a regular structure or regular lattice of positive ions and C of delocalized electrons. فطبعا for sure I'm going to choose C. طيب, let's continue. For question 7. Alhamdulillah, I'm not lying. You said no, I'm not lying. Alhamdulillah. Question 7. Carbon dioxide, this is a very common question, okay, and a very tricky one. This is the question who sent me, Hala. The question that you sent me today, ya Hala. I replied to all the questions you sent me, grade 9. All the students that you send me on WhatsApp, I replied to all, huh? Abakir, Wahal, a lot. All of you, I replied to the questions, huh? طيب, carbon dioxide. Abdullah, a lot, but I don't remember who. Yes, correct. Bravo, good job. So I'm going to choose what? I'm going to choose C. Why? Why I'm going to choose C? لأنه الcarbon, how do I know? Carbon is 6. As I told you, which number shall I choose? I need to choose the small number. I don't use the big number here. So a small number is 6. يعني this means 2 and 4. طب since it's 2 and 4, the outer shell, it's 4 electrons. يبقى this means how many electrons more do I need to be stable? I need to have, يعني already I have 4, but sorry, all this 4, ما شاء الله. I have 4. Well, I want to have 8 in the outer shell to be stable. يبقى still I need how many more? I need 4 more, different than the 4 I have. طب to have more 4, I'm sharing with oxygen and oxygen. يبقى this means I will take 2 from this oxygen with 2 from the other oxygen. That's why it's a double covalent. Okay, that's why I'm going to do it like this. And then why did I put these electrons here? لأنه الoxygen is 8. So this means 2 and 6. For every oxygen is having in the outer shell 6 electrons. طب I shared by 2. يبقى still في 4 electrons for every oxygen. I didn't use them. That's why they are here. Okay? So I will choose C. This is a very important question. Oh, again, this is a good question. Which molecule contain a total of 3 covalent bonds? I did this with you in class, if you remember. IG exam provide a table. For sure, ya Monsieur Omar. Yes, it provides a periodic table. For sure it is. It provides. What answer of 6? D. 6, 6, 6. 6 is lattice of positive ions. 6 is C. 6 is C. طيب, let's continue. Which one is having 3 covalent bond? How do I do this? To have a 3 covalent bond, يعني this means nitrogen. Why? لأنه nitrogen is a 14 و 7. I'm going to choose a small number. We take care. In the periodic table, if it's written 14 و 7 like this, no problem. You will take the small number. يعني don't say, يا miss احنا we're going to take the number down. No, it's not like this. You choose to make the configuration or to check electrons. You choose always the small number. Don't take the big number. Please don't take the big number. If you choose the big number, you will lose the whole exam. But take care, please. طيب, it's 7 electrons. يعني this means 2 and 5. Okay? With the other nitrogen, again, 2 and 5. طيب, if every hydrogen, يعني if every nitrogen has 5 electrons in the outer shell, يبقى I need how many more to be stable? I need 3 more to be stable. لأنه I want to have ASA4. I want to have 8 electrons in the outer shell. يبقى what should I do بقى يا يوسف? I'm going to share by 3. يبقى everyone will share by ايه يا سيلا؟ Everyone will share by 3. ادي 1 2 3 1 2 3. So what will happen? Nitrogen or nitrogen. So what will happen now? Everyone shared by 3. طيب, I was having 5 في outer shell. I used 3 in sharing. يبقى still في ايه? I still have 2 electrons يا عمر I didn't use in sharing. That's why I will put them here. This is how you draw the nitrogen. فالنيتروجين كده it's a triple covalent bond. يعني it has 3 covalent bond. That's why I will choose D. Correct. Miss, should we bring a periodic table? No, dear. It's there in the exam. Don't worry. Miss, do we have to memorize the polyatomic ions with its valency? بصي هنون, for this exam, no. Inshallah for next exam, but for this one, no. Mahin, MR for dot cross diagram. All of you are asking at the same minute. Miss, for the experimental techniques, هو هيكون في كل types of distillation. Yes, يا مريوم. It could be simple or it could, they are not a lot يا مريومة. هما simple distillation or fractional distillation only. I will revise both with you. Don't worry. Miss you, can I explain it again? For sure, يا Mike. I will explain it again. عيوني. I didn't understand question 21. حاضر يا حلا, I will repeat it. What is polyatomic atom? اللي هم النيترات والسلفات والكربونات يا بكير. We don't need them tomorrow. Miss, what formula? Miss, will formula come? No, Yasila, will not. Miss, please revise experimental techniques. Okay, مريم والله I said حاضر I will. I thought fractional was year 10 عشان كده بس thanks. No يا مريم, fractional distillation و simple distillation we took them in class. No, it's included in the exam طبعا for sure. It's there. It's coming in the exam. Okay. مش عارفة. Mahin, I think you asked the question but I cannot find it. I'm trying to find the question again. Miss, can you send? Miss, can you send? Can you say the drawings? Wait, I can't read all of you. Yani, once I start reading, I found another question, I can't. Miss, can you please repeat question 13? I will. حاضر. Miss عادي لو ذاكرت experimental techniques من paper 6 بس. حلا, experimental techniques, it has more than one question for paper 2. You need to do paper 2, paper 6. This is my advice. Hamza, stop reacting. Hamza, please stop reacting. Miss, can you say the drawings of the 3 giant covalent? Okay, Abdullah, I will. Miss, for the dot cross diagram, thank you for sending it again. Miss, for dot cross diagram, we use X and dot if there are 3 elements. Yes, Yamahin, that's true. Take your time. Thank you, Mr. Abdulaziz. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What do? You use one of them dot with the other 2 cross, no problem. It's fine. Again, for this question, because someone said this question, you want again to repeat. Okay. For nitrogen in the outer shell, I'm having 5 electrons. Am I right? Since I'm having 5, this means I need 3 more to be stable. But if every nitrogen is going to share by 3, because I need more 3 to be stable, every nitrogen will share by 3. طب why did I put here 2 لانه I was having 5 in the outer shell I used 3 in sharing يبقى في 2 electrons I didn't use them in sharing. That's why I put them here. But that's why here when he said 3 covalent bond I will choose this one. Okay, Miss Haram, I feel bad for you. What are all of these questions? No problem, dear. عادي, it's fine. For separation technique, decanting, filtration. Someone said I need question 12. Again, question 12, we said it more than once. Question 12 again. Question 12, since it's K plus, for this means in the number of protons, in normal, what it was 19. But since it's K plus, but this means I lost 1. But it's not going to be 19. The electrons will be 18. That's it. قوي يعني question 31 عايز ايه؟ Question 21. حاضر, I will. جماعة, please, the ones who are writing on the board, anyone will write on the board, I'm going to remove him from the meeting. I'm so sorry. Question 21. Which one? Where is question 21? We didn't do it still. Oh, you're talking about these? We will do them. We'll do them. But I don't want to mix the atoms مع experimental techniques one by one. But I will, والله. حاضر. طب, this one. Which one? We'll do this quickly. Which one? Please don't enter the question because it's a waste of time. Okay, Mike, I will. خلاص, I will not open the chat till we finish, and then write, if you have, get a paper, write all your questions. At the end, I'm going to reply, okay? Yeah. This one, I have 7 proton. To check which one have 7 proton, I'm going to choose this one. لأنه total, a small number, this is the proton number. طب which one have 6 neutrons? To get the 6 neutrons, you will subtract the big number minus the small number. So it's going to be E. لأنه the big number is 12 while small number is 6. But which one has more proton than the neutrons? I'm going to choose D. Why D? لأنه if you check with D, it has how many electrons? 2. How many protons? 2. طب how many, Yusuf, please, I will reply at the end. I'm not going to reply to any questions so we can finish. If you have any questions, just write it aside. And then I'm going to answer all your questions at the end. Okay? So we can finish this. With number of neutrons, you will subtract L3 minus L2, so it's going to be 1. But if you check, you will find in the number of protons, A فعلا is more than the neutrons. That's true. Type electronic configuration. 2 electronic configuration is the same word like electronic structure. 2 and 5, يعني this means total 7. So that's why I'm going to choose what? Again, J. But this is easy. Type, which element is in group when you find the VII, this means it's group 7. So this means it's going to be L. Why? لأنه L is 9. So since it's L, يعني 2, 7. طيب, which one is going to be a noble gas? To be a noble gas, يعني this means you're going to put, يعني this means the outer shell is completely full by electrons. So you will choose from the group, from the periodic table, the last group. The last group is going to have a full outer shell for sure. So that's why I'm going to choose what? D. لأنه D, it has 2 electrons. You will tell me, Miss, but helium in the periodic table, it's written 4 and 2. There is no element in the periodic table 3 and 2. That's true. That's true. But it could be an isotope للhelium. ما هو, since it has an atomic number 2, يبقى this means it's a noble gas. اللي هي first one in the noble gas. First one في آخر group في periodic table, the last group. Since it has 2 protons, يبقى for sure this is helium. Okay? طيب, let's continue. Here, what's meant by isotopes? Atoms of the same element, having same atomic number with different mass number. Or atoms of the same element, having same number of protons, but different number of neutrons. So which 2 of these atoms are isotopes? To check which one are isotopes, I'm going to check 6 and 6. Because both of them, they are having E and G. both of them having same proton بس neutrons ايه different. طيب next, why do isotopes have the same chemical properties? This is a very important question because they have the same electrons in the outer shell or because they have the same configuration. You can say they have the same configuration or they have the same electrons in the outer shell. Both are correct. Okay? طيب. I think now we revise on atoms and bonding, so we can revise back on states of matter or experimental techniques. Since the majority want me to revise simple distillation or fractional distillation, I will. So if anyone want to leave, they can leave. I will revise back some paper 6. Miss, can you say the isotope again? Oh, for sure, يا رشد. Atoms of the same element having the same atoms of the same element having the same atomic number with different mass number. يعني let's say مثلا I will give you an example لأنه الisotopes are very important. هيدروجين مثلا 1 و 1 وهيدروجين 2 and 1 وهيدروجين 3 and 1. The three of them, they are having the same number of proton. All of them, they have the same number of proton. But the mass number are ايه؟ The mass number اللي هم big numbers are different. Can you do I and again because I didn't write them? I اللي هي I think why do they have the same chemical properties? Because they have the same number of electrons in the outer shell. Mariuma, decanting is the same like filtration. No, I don't think so. I don't remember if there was a question for decanting, but the point is, it's very easy. If you want to ask about decanting is same like filtration. Yes, exactly. And if I'm having water with sand, well, I want to pour the water out of the sand. I don't want the sand. I want to pour the water slowly so you will not take the sand with you. You got the point? So carefully pouring the liquid out of the solid. وطبعا this solid supposed to be insoluble. Okay? فit's very easy يعني. Okay? طيب how to find Kenzie, how to find the MR? By taking the total for the big numbers يا Kenzie from the periodic table. I think I replied to all of you. Okay. طيب. Let's revise. This is paper 6. Let's revise بقى simple distillation or fractional distillation, same like what Abdullah said. First of all, if I want to label this is fractional distillation. When do I use simple distillation? When do I use fractional distillation? Since all of you are asking. I use simple distillation if I'm having water and ethanol. If I'm having water and salt. Listen, I will give it to you in a very easy way. If I'm having, imagine with me, I'm having water and salt. Okay? If he asks you, how can you if I'm going to, if he will ask you, I need the water, what should I do? Yani, I want to separate water from a salty solution. Or in another question, I need to separate salt from a salty solution. When do I use crystallization? And when do I use simple distillation? If I want to separate the water, okay, Abakir, I will. If I want to separate the water, okay, Amira, no problem, but because I'm explaining something different, if you don't mind, but at the end, remind me, I will repeat it for you. It's totally fine, dear. Because I'm explaining but something else now. So if I want the water, what should I do? I will do simple distillation. Yani if how the question will be, he will ask you, how shall I how can you separate water from a salty solution, or water salt solution? If I want the water, if I'm interested to have the water, I will do simple distillation. But if I want the salt, well, I don't want the water. If I want the salt, well, I don't want the water, I'm going to do crystallization. Crystallization, it means, I'm heating the water till point of crystallization. So all the water will evaporate, but I will take the salty abakir. This is what I mean by crystallization. My pleasure, sweetheart. Okay? طيب. يبقى this is when do I use simple distillation. طب for the ones who are asking when do I use fractional بقى distillation. I use fractional distillation في إيه يا سيلة? When I have water and ethanol. not water and salt. لا. When I have water and water and ethanol. If I have يا حمزة water with ethanol, you can use fractional distillation. Water, the boiling point of the water is 100 degrees Celsius. والethanol is 78 degrees Celsius. طيب انتوا عارفين الواتر والايثانول exactly زي الواتر والفينيجر. it's very hard. حاضر يا مصطفى I will. Miss, do you say much? I accidentally left. I don't know, Hannah, when did you leave? Well, I don't know when did you left, so I can tell you what did you miss. But no problem, Hannah. Just text me after the class, or I will send you the record. It's fine. Okay? It's fine, no problem. حاضر يا ملوكة, I will reply. I will tell you what's this. I will tell you the difference. طيب, let's best revise. Miss, هو revision pack that we were solving ملهاش mark scheme. والله يا حلا, if I was having a sheet here at home, I would answer it and send it to you on Edination, but I don't have a sheet. This is the point. I will check if I have one here at home. I will once we're done with the class, I will answer it or I will put it. But because we did it already in class, so I did it now. I think no need yet. طيب, again, water with ethanol exactly same like if I'm putting water with vinegar. يعني if I'm having water with vinegar, it's very hard to separate the water and ethanol, water and vinegar, because both are miscible together. What do I mean by the word miscible? Miscible, يا it means mixed together. It's very hard to separate them. لأن هما they are miscible, يعني they are mixed together. So what should I do to separate them? I'm going to heat them. Well, I'm going to put a thermometer. Once the temperature of the thermometer will start to read 78, thank you so much, this is ethanol. I will remove ethanol. Then I'm going to continue heating. Once I'm having 100 degrees, thank you so much, ya Malouk. This is what? This is water. يبقى like this, ya Kenzie, I separated the water and the ethanol. Regarding what? Regarding the boiling points. طيب. I left after you said, let's start revising fractional distillation. طيب خلاص. Just once we're done, send me يا هنا when I will send you the record يا هنو. طيب, ملك, Miss, what's your number? ليه بقى? What you're going to do with my number يا فهد? Tell me. 51519902. This is the Kuwaiti number or this is the Egyptian number? بس أنا يعني send me on this better. 00201124954. But I'm not going to send the record for anyone who was not in the meeting, huh? Honestly. You know, I don't know. Maybe any number will send me, Miss, please send the record. I will send the records for the one who are in the meeting only, huh? يلا, let's continue. Miss, أنا مش فاهمة why in experimental techniques I'm so confused. Can you summarize them? I'm summarizing يا مريم والله. وبصي, I will tell you something else. Go on my YouTube channel. You will find a class about experimental techniques. It have everything. I will revise it now برضه. Okay? يلا. طيب. Someone was asking what's the difference between evaporation. Mustafa is saying, please repeat. طيب. Again. When do I do simple distillation? When do I do fractional distillation? I do simple distillation, ya Mustafa, if I was having water and salt. But I need the water. I don't want the salt. يعني if I want the salt, I will do crystallization normal. يعني you will heat, the water will evaporate, and you have the salt. But if I want the water, or I don't want the salt, you will do simple distillation. يبقى simple distillation, you will heat the water and the salt, all the water will evaporate, then you will condense it. You got my point? So that's why it's simple distillation, we use it when I want the water. طيب, fractional distillation, when do I use it? Fractional distillation, I use it when I have a mix between what and what? A mix يا علي between water وethanol. Why? لأنه الwater, the boiling point of water يا حمزة is 100, the boiling point of ethanol is 78. So I will start heating. Once I will reach 78, so ethanol is going to come out. Then I will take it. I will continue heating. Once I will reach 100, this means I will take I will take the water. Okay, so this is how you can let's say separate the water and the ethanol. Okay, طيب. Let's start by revising these questions. First of all, these questions, what do we call this long one? We call this fractionating column. This long one, this is called fractionating column. طيب, what about this one? This is called, I'm not going back to reply, I will check the questions at the end so we can finish. What do we call this? This is called tripod. So this is a tripod, or this is a fractionating column. Okay, fractionating column. Type. Here he's saying label the arrows on the condenser. I told you in the class, if you remember, the questions for labeling are very important for labeling the condenser. Sometimes he will tell you draw the arrows, or sometimes he will draw the arrows and he will tell you label. So if I ask you to label the arrow, you will say here water in. Okay, وhere water out. Okay, Mahin? يبقى all the time I will put water in from here, water out يا كنزي from here. Don't switch. We said in the water supposed to be pushed from down, not from up. يبقى water in here, water out here. Right, let's continue. Identify the mistake. What's the mistake? إنه I'm not supposed to put heat here. Why يا ملوكة I'm not supposed to put heat here؟ لأنه already I'm collecting the water. يعني I'm starting heating. All the water will evaporate. And then I'm condensing this water to take it here. But it's not logic إنه to heat it again. But if I heat it, it will evaporate again. As if I didn't do anything. But it's not logic. That's why, what should I do? I'm going to say إنه heating in the second beaker, this is the mistake. Okay, let's continue. طب, identify one mistake. خلاص. Which liquid could be collecting first? For sure, since I'm having water with ethanol, I'm going to say ethanol will collect first لأنه ethanol is having a lower boiling point. طيب, we need to explain. Why would it be better to use an electric heater? I told you before, if you remember, إنه never to use a normal heater if I'm having ethanol. لأنه ethanol is flammable. I never use ethanol. I never use normal heater لأنه ethanol is flammable. And we said safety come first. But since you need to be safe, I'm going to use electric heater instead. طب, how shall I answer this question? I will say because ethanol is flammable. طيب, let's talk about chromatography. He's asking here, which one is the solvent front? This one. This is called the baseline. This is called the solvent front. So I will choose A. What's solvent front? Solvent front, it's the level by which the water will reach up. Okay? Right, what about this? As I said here, if I'm going to do distillation, so which one is going to be lower boiling point? Ethanol is going to have a lower boiling point. لأنه الإثانول evaporate at 78 والwater at 100. يبقى أكيد ethanol is A. Ethanol is first. I'm not opening, I didn't open the chat. I will finish. Once I'm done, I will open the chat. I will answer all your questions, okay? طيب, question 18. Which one, where should I put the bulb of the thermometer? I told you about this trick in the class, if you remember. I told you, if there is a thermometer, I need to put it where? يعني the bulb supposed to be in this area. Why especially in this area? Why here? لأنه I need to check what is the gas that goes here inside. Okay, so I need to be at B. لأنه at B exactly, you will check what gas comes to this area, to the condenser. But which one? It's B. The thermometer. طب here, if I have water and oil, you need to separate by a separating funnel. Why? لأنه الwater والoil, they are immiscible. يعني if this is water with this is oil, both they have different colors. So you will just open this separating funnel, the water will go down, and then the oil after it. So if you want to use to separate oil and water, you're going to use a separating funnel. Type. What is the process by which you do by boiling and then condensing the vapor? I'm going to use I'm going to use distillation. لأنه when you do evaporation then condensation يبقى this is distillation. Okay, so this is distillation. Okay, طيب let's continue. We did this, we did this, we did this. Oh, again, this is for the chromatography. Again, what's this? This is the condenser. This is the condenser. What do we call this? A. This is a condenser. What is B? B is a beaker. Take care. This is a flask, but this is a beaker. Okay, this is for labeling. Type. Name the apparatus. Don't say distillation. This is wrong. I need to say and this is fractional distillation. Don't say only distillation. طب why should I say fractional? لأنه here I'm putting a thermometer. But since I put a thermometer, يبقى for sure it's fractional. It's not simple. Okay? But please take care about this. Type draw an arrow by where the apparatus is going to be heated. طبعا for sure I'm going to heat from here. لأنه here in this area you will heat the water and the ethanol, so you're going to separate. Type next. Name the items of these labeled diagram. I'm going to say what. This is what. This is pestle and this is mortar. So I'm going to say this is mortar. This is again tripod. And then this C is a filter funnel. Someone asked me in the chat before I open, Yani, what's filtration? Filtration, when do we use filtration? Filtration, we use it when I have a mixture that is insoluble in water, didn't dissolve in water. Yani, if you are using a substance that doesn't dissolve in water, Yani, you will use filtration. Like what? Like مثلا water and mud, water and sand. Any substance that doesn't dissolve in water, you will use what? Filtration. Type next. Why the pencil is used to draw the baseline on the chromatography? I told you before, all the time you need to use the pencil here. You need to use the pencil. If I draw it with ink, the ink is soluble, but the pencil is insoluble. When I need something that is insoluble, for all the time I will use a pencil لأنه البنسل is insoluble in water. Okay. Again, paper 6. Name the items of this apparatus A and B. A, again, this is thermometer, for sure. This is thermometer. And B, طبعا, this is a condenser. As you see, all the ideas are almost the same. A method of separation, again, fractional distillation. Why it's safe to heat the mixture of the alcohol? Because ethanol is flammable. Same like the previous question. Type. This question, identify 2 errors. What are the 2 errors? If you check here, you are going to find a note down. This is the baseline, supposed to be drawn in pencil. This is the first mistake. Well, number 2, in the level of the water, supposed to be here, below the baseline. It's not supposed to be above the baseline. Okay. Type. Which ink has the greatest number of soluble dyes? I'm going to choose this one. The greatest number of soluble dyes. I'm going to choose the black one. Why? Because it has a lot of spots. It has 3 spots. So which ink has a single, made a single double dye? It made a single double dye. So which one? Which 2 inks are made of a single double dye? Yani of single double dye, single soluble dye. I'm sorry, single soluble dye. Yani it's only formed from 1 spot. So I don't have except the yellow and the blue. If you check here, I have the yellow one and the blue one because they only form 1 spot. Okay, type. Here he's saying, what should you do? Suggest what you can change if the red ink, to find out the red ink. Type. The red already is insoluble. As you see here, the red was down and it was insoluble. So the only way in I can change I can change the solvent. يعني let's say the liquid مثلا was water, I will change the solvent. I will make it مثلا ethanol. I will change the solvent. Type states of matter. I'm going a little bit quickly so I can answer لأنه now the chat is 35 questions now. So I can reply to all of you because I don't want you to sleep at late at night. That's why I want to be as much as I can to answer all these questions. طيب طبعا these changes are easy. From solid to liquid, this is melting. From solid to gas, this is sublimation. Sublimation, we're not going to, sublimation is not there now in the syllabus. Where gas to liquid is condensation. Why energy has to be supplied from a liquid to a gas? We use energy because the energy is used to break the forces between the particles. And if there is particles, but to take the energy to break the forces between the particles, that's why energy is used to break these forces. Okay. Type, which container is going to be having a higher pressure? أكيد for sure the one which is having smaller volume. يعني as long as the volume is smaller, this means it's going to have higher pressure. You need to explain. I will choose E, I will say because it has a smaller volume. Okay? No, sublimation is not coming use. Even if it's there, يعني already we explained it, بس يعني for now we don't talk about it. طيب, here he's talking about the ammonia and the HCl. If you remember the question for the ammonia and HCl, I don't know you remember or not. I will revise it كده quickly. When I was having a piece of cotton here or a piece of cotton here, and then I'm having here HCl or I'm having here ammonia. We said, what's the process that happens between both? This is diffusion. Diffusion happens between both. And we said, which one is going to diffuse faster? We said, HCl is going to diffuse slower, لأنه HCl is heavier. If you remember this, what we said, the HCl is heavier, that's why it will diffuse slower. But you're going to find the ammonium chloride will form here. Okay? Take care, maybe in the exam they can exchange an HCl and ammonia. They put them the opposite. But in this case, يا Fifi, what should I do? You will choose in ammonium chloride will be formed near the heavier one, whatever which one was heavier. Okay? But if he asks you why, I will say because this one is heavier, so it will move slower. You need to say both, heavier and move slower. But if he asks you for the equation, I'm going to say NH3 plus HCl will give you what? NH4Cl. اللي هي الأمونيوم كلورايد. طب if he asks you what will happen if you increase the temperature? I gave you this question before, if you remember, in a quiz at the beginning of the year. I told you what will happen if you increase the temperature. Again, the white fumes of ammonium chloride will form in the same place with no change. Same place. Okay, يعني just it will move faster, but it's going to move in the same place. Okay, please can you show how to calculate the MR? Luli, the MR, you will take the big numbers of the compounds. يعني مثلا let's say I'm having HCl. The H في periodic table 1 on 1. The Cl 35.5 and 17 يا حلا. Okay, these are the numbers from the periodic table. So you will take the total for all the big numbers. This is the only case that you take the total for the big numbers, يا Luli. This is the only one. أهو. يبقى you are going to take L1 plus 35.5. Okay? And we hear the same. This is the only case that you take the total for the big numbers. All the rest you use the small numbers. Here برضو the nitrogen is 14 و you have 3 hydrogen يعني 1 plus 1 plus 1. So it's 17. For sure this is a heavier. That's why it will move slower. Okay. What is the MR يا مصطفى؟ اللي هو ال big numbers. molecular mass يعني ال big number في ال periodic table. Miss, so higher MR will make diffusion slower. Yes, yes, Sama, that's true. As long as it is having يعني as long as the mass بتاع ال substance is higher, يبقى this means it will move slower. That's true. Miss, can you repeat question 3.1? 3.1. I don't understand what do you mean by 3.1. If states of matter for you easy, I can stop or I can take the questions. If you want, it's fine. I can stop. I can take the questions. No, I think the questions. In noble gas, you will choose D. No, I will choose اللي هو element اللي كان عنده 3 و 2. حاضر يا حلا عيوني عون. Please continue. حاضر. I will. I don't want best to bother you يعني. I want to help. Don't want to be silly يعني. This is the point. It's fine. Okay. I will. طيب. Here, name the process by which ammonia will spread. طبعا for sure this is diffusion. For the ammonia to diffuse, this is diffusion. طيب الامونيا, why ammonia spread throughout the lab? هي الامونيا يعني if I'm going to spray, do you remember the day that I showed you the ammonia, you smelled the ammonia? I don't remember you remember this day or not. The ammonia was a very bad smell. They call it a pungent smell. Or even any other perfume. If I put perfume in the whole room, it will spread. Why it will spread? لأنه diffusion happened by movement of particles from high concentration to low concentration. وكمان because the particles of the air all the time they are colliding and spreading in a random motion. So if they ask you, why does ammonia spread in the lab? I will say because it spread from high concentration to low concentration. This is number one. And number two, I'm going to say because the particles are moving in random direction. So that's why. So why carbon dioxide will spread throughout the lab at slower rate than the ammonia? Because we said in the carbon dioxide is heavier. So it will move slower. Type next. Here he is saying particles are touching. Make a tick. طبعا particles are going to be touching في solid and touching في solid وفي liquid, and then here which one are moving randomly? Randomly you're going to choose liquid and gas, they are moving randomly. Which one are regularly arranged? It's solid. Okay, طبعا this is easier. Describe what's the difference between boiling and evaporation. I told you in the class before in the boiling زي boiling point يا فيفي يعني it happened at a specific temperature, at a certain temperature. يبقى boiling happened at a certain temperature, but evaporation happened at any temperature. Boiling has bubbles. Okay? Yes, it works out through all the liquid. Miss, when the time is finished, which is after 2 minutes, can people don't have questions leave? أكيد يا حمزة for sure. If you want to leave, leave. I'm just helping يعني. It's fine. خلاص, I will do this question, that's it. And then I will answer your question. If you want to, anyone want to leave, you can leave. Oh, by the way, tomorrow morning, inshallah, I will be there in the school. If you have any question, you can come and ask. Even if you're not in my class, you can. I always, yani, you know, everyone in the school, not only grade 9, you know, no, my room is always open for anyone. You are in my class, you're not in my class, it's totally fine. I'll always be there for you. Okay? The particles in the substance have the most kinetic energy. We said before, in the particles, which is all the time in motion, this means it is a solid. Sorry, it is a gas. For sure, it's a gas. Which one I'm going to use? For sure, I'm going to use a gas. طب ده cooling curve. يعني this is a gas, this is a liquid, this is a solid. For sure, I will choose here. I will choose S here up. طب which one is going to be farthest apart? Farthest apart, it means in the particles, again, it's away from each other. So it's the same letter. طيب. فين substance? It is a gas and a liquid. gas in a liquid يبقى you will choose this one اللي هي V. Why? لأنه it is between the gas and the liquid. طب use the graph to estimate the freezing point. To know the freezing point, it's here. So you will get the ruler and you will check what's this point by the ruler. I think it's about 145, something like this. Check by the ruler, يعني. لأنه this is the freezing point. What change from a solid into a gas? This is, again, sublimation. So now you know already, even if it's not there in the syllabus, but all of us, we know it already. What describes the movement of smoke particles? We call it Brownian motion. This is called Brownian motion. Well, again, it's not common in the past papers, but you can know it. Brownian motion. Okay. This is same like, if you remember when I told you, if I open the window and I find the dust particles, the motion of the dust particles moving randomly like this, like a zigzag. This is the Brownian motion. Why the smoke particles are moving in this way? The smoke particles are moving in this way because they are colliding with each other and they are colliding with the walls of the container. Or they are colliding with each other and with the particles of the air. And they collide with each other and with the particles of the air. That's why they move like a zigzag. As I said, 1 hour, 30 minutes exactly. It's 9:30. To know that I'm so, يعني بصوا so accurate اهو. 9:30. I told you 1 hour, 30 minutes maximum. But if you want to leave, it's fine. If you want to keep so I can reply to your questions, okay. Are you gonna answer more questions? As you like, Mike. عمر طه. Miss Nour, yes. ايه ده؟ عمر. Hello يا عمر. حبيبي يا عمر والله. يعني ايه ده؟ You're joining my class يا عمر؟ والله it's my pleasure. It's an honor, Monsieur عمر. I swear it's an honor. Miss, can you say, as I said, if you want to leave, you can leave. I will not going to do anything again. I'm going just to reply to all your questions. That's it. Miss, what's your YouTube channel? Anyone can send you the link. Miss, you're so cute. Me, I'm so cute. ايه ده؟ مين القمر اللي كاتب لي you're so cute؟ جميل والله. فين الكيوت ده؟ مش كيوت خالص. مين اللي لامار؟ Thank you يا لامار والله. Thank you so much. انتوا شايفاني so cute والله يعني. والله you're so sweet. يوسف بعت لكم اليوتيوب شانل اهو. Miss, can you do question? طب wait بقى 1 minute عشان the questions are a lot. Miss, I love you. Luli, I love you to the moon and back. I swear. Miss, what's meant by the term? طب 1 by 1 بقى. 1 by 1. If you want to leave, anyone doesn't have any question, you can leave. I will reply 1 by 1. Laura. Miss you, Laura, since morning كده I didn't see you. مش معقول. Miss, I sent you the answers بتاعت الريفيجن باك on your private. طب حاضر. يعني you want me to revise it يعني؟ عيوني يا لورا. Only question I have missed. I don't understand. يعني ايه only question I have missed؟ لورا بتاعت النكت. I know يا روحي والله. I know يا حلا. I know. But that's what I told her I missed you. So I can go for another lesson. It's fine, Yasino. You can move to any other. If you have another lesson, you can move. I will just revise I'm going to reply to the question. That's it. What's meant by the term isotopes? Isotopes, it is atoms of the same element, يا فهد. They are having the same proton number, but the mass number is different. As I told you, like hydrogen 1 and 1, hydrogen 2 and 1, hydrogen and 3 and 1. But what will happen here, يا لمار? All of them, they have the same, the small number, it's the same. اللي هم proton number. But the mass number is different. But that's why we call them isotopes. Okay? Miss, I want to know question 1 for chromatography before I leave. حاضر ياسين. I'm sorry. عيوني ياسين. Question 1. طب can you please best tell me which one? Question 1. أنا شايفة ما شاء الله both mobiles, both WhatsApps. تك 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 تك. Which question طيب ياسين? Can you please best tell me which question? For chromatography لأنه في more than one question. This one you mean? this one. I think this one. What are the two errors for the student? The first error يسينو إنه ال baseline is drawn with ink. It's supposed to be drawn with in pencil عشان ال pencil is insoluble. With the second mistake إنه ال water level supposed ما شاء الله. طب يعني عبد الله you're calling me مثلا should I reply ولا what should I do؟ ما شاء الله بص موبايلز الواتساب بسم الله ما شاء الله. I think I will regret giving my number. I think ما علينا بس no problem يعني. I'll always be there for you. بص يا سينو. Number one I'm going to say إن البنسل ال baseline supposed to be drawn in pencil. و number two إنه this one ال baseline supposed to be above the level of the solvent, not below the level of the solvent. Okay, Sino? You can leave عشان I know you have another class. Miss انت شايفة أركز يا جماعة يعني write in English or write in Arabic. You're most welcome يا لولي باي باي. أركز في which topic أكتر. Look يا حلا. If you يعني for me as a sister's advice, if you are good يعني first of all طبعا the majority of the exams atoms bonding لأنه this is the major topic since we're having a lot of topics we practice a lot. First of all revise the atoms bonding. If you're good with it, so do experimental techniques. Okay, once you're done revise states of matter. Miss, can you explain question 13 rubidium and bromine? أميرة حاضر I will. Miss في سؤال أنا ما عرفتش أفهم عشان النات نوبل جاز. Okay حاضر عبد الله وأميرة. 1 minute. Miss, can you explain covalent? Okay, I will, but covalent is a whole topic. So I can explain an example for covalent, it's fine. 1 minute. Yeah, many questions. طب في حد الأول عايز question 13. Question 13 this one. حاضر. بصي أميرة, if I'm having any element, I told you non-metal gain electron وform negative ion. يبقى for sure what do metals do? Since rubidium is a metal, يبقى أكيد for sure metal is going to lose electron and it's going to form a positive ion. Okay? That's why I choose rubidium or positive ion لأنه it lose electron since it's a metal it will form positive ion. Okay? طيب. Abdullah was asking about the question of the noble gas. I will reply برضو. Abdullah, the noble gas, when do I know that this is a noble gas? I told you I'm going to choose this one. Why? لأنه noble gas, it's the last group in the periodic table, which is having, يعني atomic number is 2. يعني this means, the small number is 2. يعني this means it has 2 electrons. If it has 2 electrons, the first shell is having 2 electrons, يبقى this means it's helium, لأنه it's stable already. يعني if you check في periodic table, you will find helium 4 و 2. الفيرست shell أصلا filled ب2. Am I right يا عبد الله؟ يعني this means it's already stable. It's not going to lose, it's not going to share, it's not going to gain. That's why this is a noble gas. Yeah, Amy, we will be given the periodic table for sure, Amy. Which method do we use to separate potassium and lead? Sila, potassium and lead. Potassium and lead, there is nothing called potassium and lead. You mean مثلا potassium? يعني tell me the whole example. Lead is a metal, so if lead مثلا with potassium nitrate, which is a solution, you are going to use filtration. Miss, can you go to the second chromatography question? أكيد يا عمر حاضر. Miss, I studied the revision pack with past papers notes وكفاية صح؟ بصي يا نوري, revise all the sheets I gave you from the beginning of the year, all the parts that was included on all the quizzes, all the questions that were there in all the quizzes that we did, the revision pack, the questions that we did in class together. Inshallah, you will get an A star. Okay? طيب. So naming compounds coming? No. No, Yami, it's not coming. I told you I'm going to give it to you, but we're going mainly to focus on it next term. But I give it to you so you can understand why these compounds are named, how it's named. Can you say the last question that are moving randomly and being, Again, يا ملوكة, Brownian motion. I'm saying if the particles of the dust, this is not that important, يعني, but I will tell you, it's not common in the past papers. If you open the window in the morning, you will find all the dust particles are moving in a zigzag line like this. This is called Brownian motion. So that's why they are hitting the air molecules all the time. Miss, can you say the drawings of the 3 giant covalent? The drawings, hold on, I will. El diamond, it's like this. This is the diamond. Okay? El graphite, it's like this. Like this. Like this. So el diamond with silicon dioxide, it's tetrahedral. El graphite is hexagonal rings. Okay, so diamond with silicon dioxide, tetrahedral. Graphite, hexagonal rings. You're most welcome, sweetheart. طيب, a lot of questions. I'm trying to reply to all, but there are so much. There are too many questions. I think I replied. I think I replied to all. Thank you, Miss. We love you so much. Wallah, I love you too, Yasama. I think I replied to all the questions. Can you say for last question, they are moving randomly? Because yes, you can, Yaman. Look. Omar Hisham, the second. Thank you, Miss, for the amazing lesson. You're most welcome, Fahd. It was my pleasure, dear Wallah. I think I replied to all. But Omar Hisham, you said you want the second chromatography question. Let's see what is the second. وبعدين برضو Ali, I want to do for you example for covalent. And then I think I can end. Where is the question in chromatography? This one? I will, yeah. Here is saying which ink has the greatest number of soluble dyes. يعني it has a lot of dyes that are soluble. So that's why I will choose black. لأنه it has 3 spots. Which one is having a single soluble dye? Single soluble dye, يعني it has only 1 spot. But if you check, you're going to find the blue has 1 spot, while yellow has 1 spot. Then what you're going to do with the red أصلا, since it's down, it's insoluble, يبقى the only way is to change the solvent يا عمر. So when you change the solvent, it will dissolve. يعني instead of the solvent مثلا to be water, you will put ethanol. You got my point? As an example. No, يا حلا, it's not. It's not included. The formulas, it's not. In this exam, it's not. Miss, can you go quickly over metallic bond? I think I replied to all. I will just go through metallic bond. البيج اللي فوق. I did all يا والله, I did the whole page يا عمر. Which one? Can you take a photo for it, please? اللي فوقها? Okay. ما tell me يا عمر, يعني this one, this is not chromatography. You mean this one? Question 1? This is not chromatography. Take a photo يا عمر, please, and send me. Because I don't know which one do you mean. The ones who are asking about a covalent with metallic. Covalent bond, it's done by sharing electrons. يعني same like when I have, let's say, methane مثلا, as an example. If I'm having methane bond, methane is CH4. The carbon is 6, so 2, 4, okay? I have how many hydrogen يا علي? I'm having 4 hydrogens. Every carbon is having in the outer shell 4. يبقى this means it's going to share by 4 electrons. ادي 1 2 3 4. This is carbon all these are hydrogens. Okay? طيب how do I know everyone will share by how many electrons from the 4? Everyone will share by 4. Everyone will share by 1. This is the covalent bond يا علي. You check the outer shell, how many electrons do you still need to be stable? Okay? It's done only between non-metals. طيب someone was asking me about the metallic bond. The metallic bond, mainly it's positive ions, all of them, they are positive ions, we're surrounded by a sea of delocalized electrons. Yani all of them positive, as you see, we're surrounded by a sea of delocalized electrons. So if he asks you, what's meant by metallic bond, you will say it's a sea of positive ions and surrounded by a sea of delocalized electrons, it's arranged in a regular lattice, or arranged يعني in a lattice, يعني in a regular arrangement. Okay? Yes, you have to, يا عبد الله. It's better. Okay? Yes, you can open your mic, يا عمر, and tell me which one. Oh, yes, Sila, one only. Means do I memorize the no يا حلا, no need to memorize the crystallization steps. Oh my god. طيب بصوا يا جماعه انتوا it's you يا عمر who send me now the photo. Yes, okay. طيب I will open. I just want to tell you something. If I open for you the WhatsApp here, you will be shocked. just give me time to reply to all these questions, ها. وبعدين الريكورد it takes at least 15 minutes or 10 minutes to be saved, ها. I cannot send it all of the sudden now. Once it's going to be saved, I will send it to you, okay? But just give me best time, please. طب ما this one, this one, the one up, اللي هو question 1 يا عمر ولا question B? A ولا B? Which one do you want? Both? حاضر. A and B. For A, you are going to say, what's A? This is mortar. B, tripod. We see it's a filter funnel. And then for question II, why pencil is used? Because pencil is insoluble. Okay? Okay. I think I reply. BI. Malak, you can send me the photo. لأنه BI, this is يعني just send me the photo so I can know which one. Thank you, Miss, for the amazing lesson. It really helped me. You're most welcome, والله. Same question? Same question. Same question. BI. Oh, okay. I didn't see BI. I'm sorry. طيب, where the spot of the colored, complete the diagram, where the spot colored should be placed with the level of the solvent. I don't solve past papers, but I practiced with your sheet. خلاص يا عبد الله, that's good. You want to put the spot, so the level of what is the spot of the colored? You are going to put the spot anywhere here يا ملوكة. He's saying where is the level of the solvent, you will put it here. يعني you see مش this is the end of the paper, put it before the end. This is the solvent front. Okay? Okay. That's all for today. Thank you so much. As I told you, tomorrow morning I will be there. يعني mostly I reach the school at 7 o'clock, maybe 7, 5 or 10 minutes. So you can come anytime if you need any help. I'll always be there for you. Okay? You're most welcome. Okay, يلا, have a great. ما هو level of solvent. If you want level of solvent يا ملوكة, it's down. Level of solvent, it's supposed to be here. If you want solvent front, so this one. Okay, يلا, have a great night. Please don't sleep late as much as you can. I hope this class helped you even somehow. We see you إن شاء الله tomorrow. You're most welcome, sweethearts. You're most welcome. You're most welcome يا عمر. ملوكة نورين. Thank you. يلا. Love you to the moon and back. Love you. Bye. Have a great night.